Welcome to Rod's Radio. 3, 2, 1, let's go!
What's up, guys? How are we doing today? We're back at it. Another episode of Rod's Radio. Episode 4 already. Isn't that crazy? Wow. We got a lot to discuss today. We're going to be discussing our first week in the NBA. Disappointing teams, surprising teams. My predictions for 2021. Let's go. This is the last episode of Rod's Radio in 2020. Very excited for the new year, especially going into 2021, leaving 2020. One of the worst years in human history. So I'm excited. With that being said, a lot of surprises in the first week of the season. I know it's early. I know. Trust me, I know. But the NBA world is going crazy after a couple teams. First off, the Cavaliers, starting off 3-0. They're hot right now. They're hot. They have an unbelievable backcourt in Colin Sexton and Darius Garland. Two guys that made a leap this season so far that I didn't think they would. Cavs players are calling them Sexland. That's a funny nickname. But they're hot. They're an interesting team to see. They are. Very interesting. But if you look at the teams, they've beaten the Hornets, they've beaten Detroit, and they've beaten Philly. They actually blew out Philly. Could they be the real deal this season? I don't know. They're in the East, so we're going to have to see. Right now they hold the 1 seed in the East. Let's see how long that could last. I still think there will be a lottery team this season. Just don't think this firepower will last. But, again, we'll see. Another team, Orlando Magic. This team also starting out hot, 3-0 in the East. They have a nice squad. Evan Fournier, Markelle Fultz making that leap, former number 1 overall pick. He's going crazy right now. He is. He's really looking like a number 1 overall pick. His years in Philly with his jump shot, I just didn't see him recovering from that. But again, he's balling right now. His jumper's looking nice. They also have Aaron Gordon. Just re-signed Jonathan Isaac. Terrence Ross, Vucevic. They have a solid squad. They made the playoffs last season. They beat the Bucks. They beat the Bucks one game. Game 1. Granted, they had DJ Augustine last season. But now they have Markelle Fultz playing. They also have Cole Anthony. We'll see how long they last as well. Another surprising team, Indiana Pacers. It may not be a surprise to you guys, but it was a surprise to me. One player in particular, Sabonis. Sabonis is actually going off. He's a player that can do it all. Literally, can do it all. He's averaging 24, 11, and 7. That's MVP type stats. He was just named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. The kid can ball. The kid can really ball. Again, how long can this last? Is this just a fluke? The first 3 games of the season? Now, in my predictions, I didn't even have them making the playoffs. When I make a prediction, it's like damn near guaranteed to be right. Can the Pacers prove me wrong this season? They got Malcolm Brogdon. They got Victor Oladipo. They got Miles Turner. They have TJ Warren, who isn't playing like he did in the bubble, but nonetheless, he's still TJ Warren. Another team that's surprising, not necessarily surprising to me, but maybe surprising to a bunch of listeners right here, are the Atlanta Hawks. I picked the Hawks to make the playoffs, a 7 seed, but they damn near could be a better than that. Trae Young playing out of his mind right now. Could be in the MVP conversation this season. Look out for that. Rajon Rondo finally playing in the game. He's doing work. Their whole team is just deep. Bogdanovich, Clint Capella, John Collins, Chris Dunn, Gallinari, DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter, however you say his last name. Out of all the surprising teams this season, I feel like they could be the real deal, for sure. You got the New Orleans Pelicans, Brandon Ingram and Zion. The connection's working. It's there. You could see their future is bright. You could see it. Started off the season 2-1. First 3 games. Not bad. Not bad at all. Lonzo Ball coming into his own. Josh Hart doing his things. Steven Adams gelling with Zion. Jackson Hayes getting dirty down low. They brought in Eric Bledsoe. Let's see what they could do this season. Let's see if they can be a contender in the West. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. But we'll see. Lastly, the Charlotte Hornets. Right now they're 1-2. They've showed some promise. I'm not going to lie. They have. Gordon Hayward? Wow. Gordon Hayward. He's doing things this season that I didn't think he was going to be honest. He's averaging 22, 4, and 7. right now. That says a lot for him. Coming off his injuries that he's had, coming off the injuries he has had, it's impressive. I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for him that he's finally back so far at that level of play. I really am. They got Miles Bridges, Devontae Graham, the Martin twins, who are phenomenal. I love those kids. Malik Monk, Terry Rozier. Did you see what Terry Rozier did to Kevin Durant? My God. I mean, he caught a body on Kevin Durant. He did. I'm sorry, KD. But you got dunked on. Jeez. The Hornets have pieces around them, LaMelo Ball. We'll see if they can carry this momentum into 2021. With a lot of surprising teams comes some disappointing teams so far. First up, I got the Warriors. What are they doing? I'm not going to lie. I expected them to start off slow. I did. But this slow? Man, I know it's not Curry's fault or Wiseman. Wiseman, phenomenal player. Stephen Curry, he started off slow, but he's getting back to his form. Jesus Christ. One player that's shitting the bed this season is Kelly Oubre. Averaging 5 points, shooting 17% from the field, shooting 0% from three. 0. I'm pretty sure he's only made one jumper. I think 1 or 2 jumpers so far this season. The rest he's missed. He's like 2 for 59 or some shit like that. Jesus Christ, man. But they're NBA players, okay? The NBA players, the best players in the world. Okay, I'm not gonna. This is the shit on Kelly Oubre show, but he needs to do better. I have faith that he will do better. New environment. It's a difficult situation. No fans, empty arenas. He's hooping in. That could be the reason. He's got one of the best leaders in basketball next to him, Stephen Curry. He could bounce back, definitely. Another team, Denver. I'm not saying they're a total disappointment because they're not. They're not. Okay, I believe they're 2-2 already. 1-2. The Nuggets are 1-2 right now. It's not terrible. It's not at all. But the main disappointment for me as a viewer, as one that has high expectations for this team, is Jamal Murray's play. Jamal Murray, watching him in the bubble was phenomenal. Watching Jamal Murray in the bubble was so much fun. So much fun. Just from watching him in the bubble and going into this season, I just felt that he was going to stay at that level of play. Boy, was I wrong. He's averaging 16 right now. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. He's shooting 39% from the field. What he was doing in the bubble wasn't 39% from the field. It's the first 3 games of the season. Jamal Murray's one of the best players in this league. So I'm not going to sit here and act like Jamal Murray can't bounce back from this, because he can. The Denver Nuggets are not a disappointment team. I'm just disappointed in his play thus far. But it's 3 games. It's 3 games. We don't get too high on the highs, and we don't get too lows on the lows. Denver's going to be okay. Denver's still going to be a top 3 team in the West. Don't get me wrong. But so far, come on. Another team is the Washington Wizards. I don't have them make the playoffs because they won't. A lot of teams, it's been like, what the hell? Right now, they're garbage. They are. They're 0-3. The Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal may not be working. I mean, Bradley Beal's still balling. Russell Westbrook's getting his triple-double. But, man, I predicted it. It's not going to work. Their playoffs is not going to work. Their team is just not going to work. We'll see moving forward. But I feel like this 0-3 start, I feel like this team will never get their run. You know how teams get their run during the season? Winning 5 or 6 games in a row. I feel like the Wizards won't get that. I really do. I feel like they won't get that this season. But I could be wrong. I could be. But when am I really wrong? Another team's Toronto Raptors. Starting off 0-2. This is a team that won the championship 2 years ago. Granted, they had Kawhi Leonard, but I feel like this team still should have made some noise last season and this season. But it's looking like Pascal Siakam is not the player we thought he was. And that's disappointing. That's really disappointing, because that just brings up the conversation of how good Kawhi really was and how impactful Kawhi Leonard really is. I mean, we've seen it with the Clippers just this past game. We're going to talk about that later. Trust me. Oh my gosh, that was embarrassing. But anyway, the Toronto Raptors need to step up. They do. Another team is the Pistons. I've had high expectations for this team. I really have. So far, 0-3. I don't believe that's what their record should be. I don't think so. I hope they bounce back. Killian Hayes started off slow, but I feel like he's gelling into his own. He really is. Just this past game with the Hawks, he had 10 points, 8 assists. What more can you ask from him? I was watching him play. He's got a step back to him. He's got a nice handle to him. Just give it time. Trust. But so far, the Pistons have been a disappointment. Jeremy Graham getting 27 last game. Now, with him being more consistent. You got Mason Plumlee playing 30 minutes a game and only scoring under 10 points. That can't happen. It can't. The team's got injuries also. Blake Griffin being out, Derrick Rose being out. Give it time. And with all the disappointing teams, I cannot forget the Los Angeles Clippers. I can't. The Clippers are bad, man. They are. Everybody got hot once the Clippers beat the Lakers opening day. Oh, Paul George scores 30. Paul George is back. The Clippers really own LA. This is their year, man. No, it's not. A couple games ago, Kawhi Leonard went down with a shoulder to the face by Serge Ibaka. Incidental incident. He was out for the next game, and the Clippers had to play the Mavericks. And what happened when Paul George was leading their team? They get down 50 in the half. The first half was like 70-20. And not only were they down 50 at the half, they lost by 51. The Mavericks are a really good team. They are. They have Luka Doncic. But they don't even have Kristaps Porzingis yet. You're telling me they're that much better than the Clippers? That much better? I'm saying it right now. The Clippers suck. They suck without Kawhi Leonard. They do. It's proven. You can't say no more. You can't. I find it very, very funny that the Clippers lost in this fashion. Even when Paul George was asked the question if him and Kawhi had special treatment, and Paul George had this to say.
Rumors, we don't know what's true, but there was a lot of stuff said that you guys got preferential treatment. Was that true or not true?
As you know, Charles, the dudes that put in the work, that built themselves up to be where they at, it's a reason they get to that level. They know what they need, and they know what makes them play at a high level. So whoever that offends, we ain't have that issue right now in this locker room. So,
You know how it is, Chuck. Dudes put in the work that built themselves to where they are. That's the reason. If anybody has a problem with it, that's their problem.
What, dude? What? Anybody that puts in the work deserves special treatment? I'm pretty sure I can get on the NBA court and lose by 50. And do I get special treatment if that's happening to me? Do I get special treatment? I just did the same thing you did, Paul George. Losing by 50. I could do that. Am I going to get special treatment? Come on, man. Paul George, you're not like that, man. You're not. You are actually the Robin to Kawhi's Batman. Matter of fact, you are Batman's butler. Jeez. I'm tired of this man talking. When will he realize he's not that good no more? When will he realize? I don't want to hear no talk that the Clippers are going to do damage in the playoffs because they're not going to do anything. Not a damn thing. As far as I'm concerned, they're going to do a damn thing. Moving on from the Clippers, it's time to discuss what's going to happen in 2021. New Year's this week. It's crazy to think that 2021's only in a couple of days. 2020 was a rough year. It really was. I'm glad we're moving on from it. What 2020 really showed me is that a lot of NBA players are going to take some big leaps this year in 2021. Let's start this off with talking about Mr. Trae Young, a.k.a. a sleeper, a.k.a. an MVP candidate, a.k.a. could lead the league in scoring. I said it. I said it. Quote me in the future. Because Trae Young, if he leads this Hawks team to one of the top seeds in the East, you could definitely give him the MVP. Definitely. And leads the league in scoring? Come on. He could definitely achieve that award. I feel like he has an MVP. He will have an MVP in his career. No doubt. Kid's special. I have the Hawks being like the 7th seed. They could definitely be a top team in the East. Definitely. Top 5. I hope they can keep the hot streak. I really do. because that young core they have, it's going to be dangerous for years to come. Another person that could be in the MVP race is Sabonis, Domantas Sabonis. Gee, his averages, that man can score the ball. He can really score the ball. He's a phenomenal player. Phenomenal. I love his game. You know, not a lot of back to the basket, but he could shoot, man. Take you off the dribble. He could do a lot of stuff. He could back people down. He could. I'm not saying he can't. He could definitely do it. He could be an MVP combo, and especially if the Pacers are going to be hot all season, Miles Turner could be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation for sure. He can. He's averaging 5 blocks a game already through 3 games. That's impressive. It is. Can the Pacers be one of the top teams in the East? Can they prove Jacob Rodriguez wrong? We gotta wait and see. We have to. We gotta wait and see. I know. I hate the suspense. I hate it. I love it at the same time, though. Something else to expect in 2021. Expect Luka to take that leap. Luka is going to take that leap in 2021, ladies and gentlemen. And you might be thinking, what leap? The man's already a great player. Yeah? Well, he's about to go from a great player to an all-time great player in 2021. I still think Luka will win MVP this season. I do. In 2021, he's going to solidify that. Especially with Kristaps Porzingis coming back. The Mavs are going to be contenders this season. They are. I'm not saying they're going to win the West, but they can definitely contend. They can. I still got the Lakers. But Luka and the Mavericks can contend this season. They can. Another player who I think will take that leap is LaMelo Ball. You know, LaMelo Ball had a rough start to the season. Rough start to his rookie season. You have to let rookies develop. You do. In this league, you do. It's not fair that people have such high expectations for rookies coming into the league. It's not fair at all. They're 19, 20 years old. But I feel like the second half of the season in 2021, LaMelo Ball will fit into his own. He'll finally understand his role on the team and finally understand how the game works. I'm not saying he's dumb and doesn't know how the game works. He does. His passing abilities is all-time great-like. It really is. But he will understand how to win in the NBA, how to score consistently in the NBA. Just stuff like that. Lastly, my prediction in 2021, a lot of you may not like it, but the Nets will show their flaws in 2021. They really will. They really will. I know it's early. But you saw what happened against the Hornets. You saw it. KD and Kyrie were playing. They still lost. You're bound to lose games in the NBA. You are. I'll admit it. You are. But coming up the rest of the season, expect that to happen to the Nets a lot. You know, they just lost Spencer Dinwiddie. Achilles injury. Terrible. I believe he partially tore his ACL as well. That's a huge loss. Huge. That's not the flaw I was talking about. I'm talking about KD and Kyrie. I'm talking about last second shot. Who's going to take it? That's what I'm talking about. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. We're getting towards the end of the show. And I'd like to end this episode and year off naming my top 10 players in the NBA thus far. You know, you may not agree with my list, but it's okay. I'm right, you're wrong. It's cool. So number 1, I got LeBron James. Do I even need to explain myself? He's been the best player in the league for over a decade. Nothing's changing this season. Not so far. Number 2, I got AD, Anthony Davis. The only big in the NBA that can do what he does consistently on a nightly basis. He's special, man. He really is. His three-point shot, his defending, his ability to finish at the rim, his passing, generational talent, baby. Number 3, I got KD, Kevin Durant. I know I've been talking all that shit about the Nets, but can't deny he's a top 3 player in the NBA when healthy. One of the best scorers in the league, if not the best scorer in the league. He's dangerous, man. He's dangerous. Maybe if KD was on another team, I'd be scared for the Lakers in the finals. But at the moment, I'm not. Number 4, I got James Harden. He could be the best player. He could be the best scorer in the NBA. If not, he already is. He's phenomenal. I hate his situation right now. Hate it. It paints a bad picture on him. Can't deny he's one of the top players in the NBA. Number 5, I got Stephen Curry. Yeah, even with the Warriors' bad start, still a top 5 player in the NBA. Best shooter to ever live. And he affects the games in so many ways. Not the best defender, but his passing ability, his leadership, really transcends players on his team. And I know they started off slow, but they will definitely be a top 5 team in the West when it's all said and done. Number 6, I got Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is lethal. Apparently, he's a big reason why the Clippers are good when he plays. Not because of Paul George. Not because of Paul George at all. Disappointing to see that happens when Kawhi Leonard doesn't play. So, I got him at number 6. Number 7, I got Luka Doncic. This kid, man, when LeBron hangs it up, it's his league. It's his for the taking. Luka is going to win multiple championships in the NBA. Multiple MVPs. Luka, one day, will be in that GOAT conversation. I'm saying it. It takes some gula to say something like that. And I've got it, ladies and gentlemen. Number 8, I got Giannis. Yeah. What? The reigning MVP is only 8? Yeah, he's only 8. No, he hasn't been scoring that much lately. Hasn't. The first 3 games of the season? Nope. Missed that free throw to tie up the game at the end of regulation. You know, it's about time we talk about, does Giannis really have an overall game? You know, what did James Harden say? The game's so easy when you're 7 feet tall and just running around and dunking. He still doesn't really have a jump shot. Did he only win MVP because his teams were the number 1 seed back-to-back seasons? Who knows? I mean, the efficiency and everything says otherwise. But that's a lot of 2-point field goals he's taking and making. Regardless, I got him at 8. Number 9, I got Jason Tatum. Yeah, Jason Tatum. Kid is amazing. Crazy. You know, did you guys see his shot over Giannis? A lot of people say that's luck. I just say that's a shooter's touch. A lot of people say that's luck. I just say that's a shooter's touch. He's phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. One day, I feel like he's going to be a top 5, top 3 player in the NBA. Possibly the number 1 player in the NBA. Wouldn't doubt it. He's going to win championships in this league. He's going to win championships. As much as I hate the Celtics, he's going to win championships one day. They just got to build a better team around him. They have to. Finally, at number 10, I got Nikola Jokic. Yeah, Nikola Jokic. The best passing big man maybe of all time. Maybe. You know, he's doing things as a center that no center has done before. You know, his passing, his ability to get rebounds, his ability to score, shoot the 3-ball, shoot one-legged jumpers. It's crazy, man. It really is. I'm excited to see what the Denver Nuggets and Jokic does this season. I really am. If you watched him last season and the first 3 games and don't think he's top 10, you must be drunk or high or both. Those were my top 10 players in the NBA. You could agree with me. You could disagree with me. Regardless, I'm right. And I'll do another top 10 players in the NBA towards the end of the season. Let's see if my top 10 players right now will stay the same at the end of the season. We'll see. Well, there you have it. That's episode 4 of Rod's Radio. You know, the last episode of 2020. The next episode will release this Saturday, January 2nd, 2021. Excited for it, man. Before I let you guys go, make sure you guys follow my Instagram and Twitter at Rods_radio. That's at Rods_radio. At RODS_RADIO. Hope you guys have a happy new year. I'm excited for 2021. It's going to be a big year for Rods Radio. It's going to be huge year for Rods Radio. And with that being said, I only got one thing to say. Rod out.